Today we're going to look at a few different examples of how we can do our reinsurance planning in Anaplan. Today we're going to look at a few different types of reinsurance. We're going to look at both external and internal quota share agreements. And we're also going to look at some external FAC agreements as well and see how we can go about building up assumptions and rules at a contract level and plan for each of those contracts accordingly. The page I'm on here, where we're going to start, is looking at my external quota share agreements. And from the selector that I've got at the top here, I can choose a specific external quota share contract that I want to look at. Right now, I've only got one contract in place for my public liability RI. I'm going to create a new contract though, and this is going to then allow me to plan for that contract and to enter various assumptions for it. So I can now give the contract a name. I'm going to call this my aircraft RI agreement. I'm going to choose the cedent entity, which in this case will be this one here. And then finally, I'm going to choose a subclass. And this is working on the assumption that we're going to cede a percentage of the entire subclass. So in this case, it's going to be the aircraft hull and aircraft liability subclass. Next, I can enter inception date, expiry date, and session percentage assumptions by year of account. So if I start with 2023, and we're going to say that this agreement started on the 1st of March 2023 and will continue on until the end of November 2023 with a session percentage of 25%. I now refresh the page, you'll see that has now appeared on the grid below. I can see this aircraft RI agreement, and I can see the projected ceded written premiums and ceded earned premiums against that quota share agreement. So the next example we're going to look at is how we can go about plan for our internal quota share agreements. And in this example, I have selected my aviation class and my aviation liability subclass, and I've selected my 2023 year of account. I can see what my gross written premium is by policy within that subclass. I can see that there's currently no external quota share in place. There's no external session percentages that are in effect. And I can see what the cedent entity is for each of those policies. I can then, using this drop-down, choose what the reinsuring entity will be. In this case, I'm going to choose Mentat Re, and I can enter what the internal quota share percentage will be. So let's say this is going to be 30%. As I've entered that, you can see in the table below that it's now calculated what my ceded written premium, earned premium, and recoveries is going to be attached based off that policy, based off that reinsurance percentage. Finally, we're going to take a look at how I can set up external FAC agreements within Anaplan. So once again, at the top of my page here, I can select a particular FAC agreement, which in this case I've only got one, and that's my aircraft FAC RI contract. I can create a new one, and I can create as many as I need to. Within this agreement, I can then start to attach policies that are going to be tied to it. So currently I have these 4 policies that have been assigned to this FAC RI contract, but I can attach new ones if I need to. So from this form here, I can decide which policies are going to come under this agreement. Once I've attached a policy, I can then start to enter either an absolute value for the FAC amount, or I can enter a percentage. So let's say this is going to be 16%. And I can build that up for each year of account. Finally, I've got a chart below that shows me a summary that combines together all of my total ceded premium. And similarly, I can work out what my ceded earned premium and recoveries are going to be.